Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Welcome to another double unboxing, and it's two new watches, both by Formex, both from my personal collection, both replacing Formex that are currently already in my personal collection. If you're not familiar with the brand, they are a small independent Swiss brand. Only make around 1,000 watches a year. They've been around since the 1990s, but they've had a real renaissance over the last 5 years thanks to a new forward-looking CEO and frankly some cracking new watch designs. I've looked at various Essence models over the last 3 or 4 years, and earlier this year I reviewed their new Field watch simply called Field. Last year I added one of their Reef divers to my collection, a watch that makes most other Swiss divers for the same money look a little bit cheaply made by comparison. It won its episode of Loom Wars, for example, and has a patented ratcheting bracelet. This year, as seems to be the ongoing theme for 2022, they've made a GMT version of the Reef. That's one of the two watches that I will be peeling the stickers off today. But the one Formex that's had the most wrist time for me is this one. It's their Essence Leggera. Super light, carbon fibre, incredibly comfortable all-round sports watch. I call it my posh G-Shock. The 43mm model though was always on the upper edges of my personal envelope though, so I was delighted to hear that Formex were releasing a 41mm version this year. So that's what's in the boxes today, a Reef GMT and a new 41mm Leggera. I am itching to get into these. I delayed this video for a couple of weeks because I was sick, so now I'm even more keen to get into the boxes. Now you saw the pop-up. This one is semi-sponsored. I paid Formex some money, but they did me a deal. I didn't pay full price for these two, just so we're clear. I'm excited. Let's flip the camera and peel off some stickers. Alright, a whole bunch of goodies then from Formex. I think I know what most of this stuff is because I did order it after all. And there we are. Welcome to Team Formex from Raphael, the aforementioned forward-thinking CEO. Now, of the two, I'm really quite excited to see what the Leggera, the new 41mm Leggera looks like. However, I suspect most of you will be keener to see what the new Reef GMT looks like. So everybody's a winner today, regardless of which of these boxes I go for first. Let's go for this one first. Move that one to one side, come back to it a bit later on. Pop the top, see if this one offers any clues as to what watch it contains. Owner's handbook, that's not much use. And COSC certification, again, not much use because both of these watches are COSC certified. I guess I'm going to have to actually pop the lid on it to find out what we've got inside. Oh, it's the GMT. And is that a honey or what? There are a whole bunch of different colour variants available. You saw in the intro I had a previous kind of black with black ceramic bezel version of the regular Reef. This one, you know I'm a sucker for black and gilt. I went back and forth. I looked at the white one, looked at the green one, but I was like, no, this is the one that I kept coming back to. However, they did an updated Reef diver with replaceable bezels. So this bezel, I believe, you just pop it off and swap it over for another. So the small white box that you may have spotted earlier on contains a second bezel. All right, let's give this one a bit of a wind. The quality of these watches is just amazing. The machining on the case is beautiful. Look at the finish on the bezel and the dial. Again, just gorgeous. Second hand, come on, second hand. Give you a shake, live TV, yeah, there we are working, do the Seiko Shuffle, and yeah, that bracelet is just fab, isn't it? So let's have a look at how this one works. Yeah, on the fly adjustment, slide it in, slide it out, ratchet in, ratchet out, fantastic. Not something you find on an Oris Aquis or a similarly priced watch, just beautiful. But no stickers to peel, we got a little bit ripped off by this one, didn't we? Hang on, I found one sticker, all is not lost. There we are, the one covering the bracelet clasp. Right, now that we know what we're dealing with, let's work backwards. Let's have a look at the instruction manual very briefly, or at least let's have a look at the warranty card. 3-year warranty with these ones, dated mid-September. So like I said, I've been sitting on this one for a couple of weeks, waiting for my voice to get better. COSC certified. This watch contains a chronometer grade Sellita SW330 GMT 4-hander. Yeah, so -4 to +6 seconds per day variance, and all of those figures comfortably in that range. Now the box contains a high quality screwdriver for adjusting the bracelet, which I'll do in just a second. And I added on a couple of optional extras, Reef GMT, the first of which was one of these leather straps. The leather is super soft and comfortable. I know leather on a diver, but I did want an alternative to that bracelet. And the leather comes with the added bonus of 2 different tail ends, so you'll always get a good fit no matter how big your wrist is. And it comes with one of these patented Formex on the fly adjustable straps. Just fabulously comfortable, again with a built-in ratcheting system. I will show you it on both in just a minute or two. And one final added extra, I'm guessing that this should be the second bezel that I asked for. So I went for the black and gilt look, but I also optioned on a stainless steel bezel. I reckon they're both going to look pretty hot. And that is a good looking watch, brushed rose gold hands and indices, and that's an applied rose gold Formex logo there beneath that double baton at 12. It is quite a chunky one in some ways. Some ways this is slim, other ways it's fairly chunky. I measure it at 42.2 mil in diameter. Formex themselves refer to this one as a 42. However, those wings do stick out on both sides. It's 46 effectively if you're including the wings but not the crown. However, 10.2 mil thick, that is really rather slim. 48.5 lug to lug, 22 mil lug width. There's a taper down to 20, back up to 22.5 at the clasp. Sized up for me, 7-inch wrist. Familiar sizing process, having done so with the 3-handed GMT diver before. It weighs in at 161 grams, so pretty much just what you'd expect for a stainless steel 42. So stainless steel case, crown, bezel and bracelet, 300 meters of water resistance, screw down crown, and yeah, that clasp is pretty fantastic. Nice and easy ratcheting system. You get about 1.5 centimeters of on the fly adjustment. Perhaps not quite wetsuit therefore, but yeah, size it up initially somewhere in the middle ideally, and then you've got a bit looser and a bit tighter over the course of the day, regardless of temperature and regardless of what you are doing with your day. But the wings definitely do give it far more on-wrist presence than you would expect from a standard 42. Look at the finishing though, look at the light play from that bracelet. It is just a lovely looking bracelet. But this is obviously only one of the strap options that I went for. There is a leather strap waiting for me, and it's quick release too. So just squeeze in at either side, and there we are. Easy as that. They really do have a good thing going, Formex, when it comes to the unique touches that add to the user experience. So tool-free bracelet removal, and because we have quick release spring bars in the leather strap or the rubber strap or the canvas strap or whatever it is you option on, that means you have tool-free adjustment back and forth from a bracelet to a variety of straps. Again, you don't see that very often. I don't think I've come across that level of convenience too many times before. Yeah, it looks all right on leather as well, I think. There we are, that's the leather on wrist. I've got the rubber strap for the 3-hander. Never found it particularly compliant though, never found it quite as soft as I wanted, so I opted for the leather in this instance. Yeah, lovely on the fly. And if you want to adjust it, you just give it a squeeze. You can hear it clicking there. That's it becoming tighter on my wrist. And if you want to loosen it up, you just press those and it releases. It is as simple as that. And apparently, I've never done this before and I have certainly not consulted the instruction manual. Apparently, if you want to take the bezel off, it's as simple as getting your thumb underneath the bezel. Why, there it goes. That's the first time for everything. Looks naked. Let's get that stainless steel one on. And this then should be as simple as the reverse process. So just line it up, give it a squeeze. Fantastic, look at that. Bidirectional GMT bezel. Yeah, 2 interesting looks. That stainless steel does look fantastic. Having said that, I'm quite partial to the old rose gold. So yeah, nice to have 2 different options of a bracelet and leather strap. Nice to have 2 different options of bezel inserts also. All right, well, we know what's in this box now, don't we? It is the Leggera. Let's get it open. Let's see if there's any more stickers for us here. Again, instruction manual, warranty card, and cost certification. And I went for something a bit different. I've got a forged carbon dial 43. I thought I would go for a slightly different look. Yeah, I went for the white dial version. And there you go, old and new, large and small side by side. So both featuring the same carbon movement holder, ceramic case, ceramic bezel, ceramic crown, super, super light. These things are ridiculously comfortable. I think this is the most comfortable watch I have ever owned and worn. So when I heard they were coming out with a slightly smaller one that was going to fit my wrist even better, yeah, I got pretty excited by it. And as you see, new Formex logo as opposed to old Formex logo. Let's have a closer look at the new one. So this one I measure at 41.2mm in diameter, 11.3mm thick with a 46mm lug to lug, super compact, 22mm lug width. On this supplied rubber strap it weighs in at 64 grams. So a COSC grade chronometer certified automatic sports watch on a rubber strap, 64 grams. If you go for one of the canvas options, I believe the head of the watch itself weighs in at only 40 grams. So if you go for a NATO or something, or even pop it on a Perlon, you should be getting it closer to 45 grams. Just ridiculous and incredibly comfortable as a consequence. Sellita SW200 chronometer grade there, plenty of decoration, and a skeletonized rotor helping to save weight. This one again has the rubber strap just like my old 43, and again it has the same on the fly adjustment. That is carbon fiber. There's various little ball bearings in here to keep that one working long term, and again ratcheting back and forth on wrist on the fly adjustment. Super comfortable. That's it on wrist. I'm really happy that I opted for this white dial version this time. Those kind of gunmetal black hands, nice bit of contrast, more legibility than the silver hands and indices on the black forged carbon of my previous model. Yeah, incredibly comfortable. 22mm lug width here. Now they could have gone for 20, I guess, reducing the head of the watch down to just over 41. 22 though helps keep it nice and secure on wrist. I certainly wore my 43 for sporting events, for cycling, etc. I think a lot of people are going to wear this one as a kind of durable all-rounder. 22mm just gives that extra feeling of security on wrist, especially when paired with this nice and comfortable rubber strap. Alright, what a pair. They look fantastic, don't they? Now this is just a double unboxing. I will come back with full reviews of these in due course, and for sure I will be putting one or other or both of them in future installments of Lumos, because the lume on these watches is fantastic as well. But mini moans and niggles section, well, blingy. The GMT is certainly an eye catcher. There's plenty of different facets to the case and the bracelet, and those hands, the indices, and that lovely radial bezel insert. And I think I went for the blingiest version with the rose gold. So yeah, if you want something a little more muted, then you need to be careful which of the color variants you're going for. And entry-level Swiss luxury, but not entry-level. The prices on these are a little higher. 1900 for this one on the rubber strap. I believe the canvas NATO takes that down to 1750. The GMT though does look like a bit of a deal at 2,200, especially when you compare it to an Oris Aquis GMT. You'll be looking at 2.5 to 3 grand for an Oris Aquis GMT. So yeah, I think the Formex definitely better in just about every area than the Oris. So that'll do for today then. If you fancy a bit more Formex content though, why not check out either of these two videos? Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you again in the future, I hope.